Number 15, Testament, The Order of High Human. Once again, first work of his developers, we have Testament, The Order of High Human. This is a first-person MMO video action-adventure RPG that's in a post-apocalyptic fantasy world inspired by Aortic mythology, and you play the role of a savior trying to save a realm from betrayal. The Testament, The Order of High Human game is coming to all consoles and PCs except Switch in about a month.
An ominous incarnation of death. Dark roots that drain the life from the land. If a realm gives birth to such a tree,
Number 14, Islands of Insight. Coming as its developers' almost first work. I mean, following a couple of pretty small indie games, Islands of Insight is a shared world puzzle adventure game set in a massive world, where your job is mostly solving puzzles and unlocking new areas. It's quite a bit inspired by Phoenix Rising. The difference here though is the game is basically there's no combat, and it's a PC exclusive coming out in 2024.
Islands of Insight features a non-restrictive campaign filled with enclaves, where you have multiple choices of puzzle quests to complete to unlock.
Number 13, Crimson Desert. Just an update on its release that the game is now coming to all consoles in late 2024. That is right, previously we thought Crimson Desert coming out by the end of the year 2023, but it's now late 2024. This is the MMORPG open world hack and slasher coming from the same developers of the Black Desert Online, promising much better graphics than almost any other MMORPG game. Number 12, Vahrin's Call. I think I've mentioned this one before, not really sure with the full Forsaken Realms, and now just Vahrin's Call, just the second part of it. Now in case you miss out on however, Vahrin's Call is an action RPG, a series that's just starting now. I mean, it's said to promise to be a series as the open world with a brand new mythology. We are characters, a mercenary arriving on a worn-torn city. Number 11, Avowed. Since its initial cinematic reveal trailer, we've seen previously August and now finally received some gameplay on Avowed. That is Obsidian Entertainment's, the same developers of The Outer Worlds take on Skyrim, actually a mix of both Skyrim. Avowed is coming to PCs and Xbox consoles only as a Microsoft exclusive in 2024.
Become himself. To investigate some plague that seems to be corrupting our very souls.
Number 10, Stormite. A single-player open-world action RPG with developers of which said to have a lot in common with games as big as Skyrim. On the nose, see, in Stormite you get to play the role of a young squire exploring a mysterious world full of chaos and conflict. Stormite is still on Kickstarter and Steam to be coming out fully on PCs in 2024.
And burn the hands that once pretended to feed them.
Number 9, Gothic 1 Remake. THQ Nordic just revealed a new trailer for Gothic 1 Remake. Some new locations that are added in the game, some mod designs, more enemies, some bosses, and that the game is going to be coming out to next generation of consoles and PCs in 2024. Gothic 1 Remake is for those of you who miss it, an action RPG medieval in spiral open world about a war between humans and orcs that actually came out more than 20 years ago.
Don't have fucking excuses. You think this is a joke or what? Any reason you're still breathing? Stop! Watch it, you idiot!
Number 8, The Wayward Realms. We've got The Wayward Realms. You don't need to be a die-hard medieval fan to know about. The Wayward Realms already is a pretty famous game. It's an RPG by the late developers, the first two Elder Scrolls games announced almost 3 years ago, with the premise of an RPG open world consisting over 100 islands to explore previously. The Wayward Realms game was said to be years away, but apparently it's throughout early 2024 for PCs only.
Was 7 returned to 10. When she's towers and stores, stone tremble to sarcanic roars. When the spirit blooms entire.
Number 7, Dragon's Dogma 2. If you've been waiting on the new Dragon's Dogma, you'd be happy to know that the sequel is more of the same, with similar to the original better graphics, bigger gameplay, more generous, and a lot more content. Dragon's Dogma 2 might have been also the longest wait in history of a RPG, but we finally got a look at the most anticipated game in the list, Dragon's Auto. Number 6, BlackThrone Keep Chronicles. BlackThrone Keep Chronicles is a low fantasy strategic action RPG about some nobleman who was stripped from his old properties and titles, facing against an evil empire by himself, trying to change the fate of his own family, and eventually the city, or even die trying. So if you're interested in what I've said, the BlackThrone Keep Chronicles is coming to PCs exclusively after being in development for 3 years, and it's an open action or beauty in nature. Number 5, The Quinfall. Coming out January 30th next year. Finally, we've got a new trailer too on PCs exclusively. At number 5, The Quinfall. The Quinfall is a brand new developer's first work. It's a medieval style MMORPG with the aim to be able to shape your character's adventure. However, you desire in a really big world, basically across 5 different regions with their own unique distinct features: hunt, fight, loot. Number 4, Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. On Steam through early access for about 2 months, we have Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. This is an open-world dark fantasy turn-based strategy RPG to be pretty Souls-inspired game with FD-looking replay, and quite a bit in the same vein as the Slay of Spire. Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon is coming out of its early access phase, remaining a PC exclusive though by the end of 2023.
Well prepared.
Number 3, Ark Survival Ascended. On Steam through early access we have Ark Survival Ascended, which is basically a reimagined version of the Ark made from the ground up with the use of Unreal Engine 5 to just feel like a next generation exclusive. Long story short, you can play Ark Survival Ascended for $40 on Steam, but you might want to avoid until it can actually reasonably run the game. I mean, it drops frames insanely and it literally doesn't work on like more than 90% of the computer. Number 2, Vikings, Age of the Axe. Coming up behind that we have a project that was revealed almost 3 years ago, the Viking Age of the Axe. Previously this was just a cinematic and some gameplay apparently. Viking Age of the Axe is a first-person slasher with both a single player and a co-opus multiplayer set around the 10th century, where you'd be destined to become a respected Viking chief. It's coming out to PCs exclusively mid to late 2024. Number 1, Pax Dei. We have Pax Dei from Mainframe Industries just revealed more plans on, and it's one of the oldest games we've been waiting. Pax Dei is an action RPG MMO the folks been cooking for over 3 years. They just want on to show off Mortal Kombat. And the game's key features promised an AL testing for everybody on Steam by the end of the year 2023. Pax Dei will be coming out to PC eventually by the end of 2024 as well. This is work in progress, but definitely in-game footage.
Into the unknown. The further we journey from the safety of the light,